Here we go. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. So in the bottom of the map, in the color red, we have CG Zerdan playing as the Babylonians. On the top of the map, in the color blue, we have CG Wout playing as the Egyptians. So right away, Wout electing to go with that double storehouse on stone and berries. CG Zerdan throwing down that quick barracks. You see that time and time again with the Babylonians. Then he's gonna move his villagers over to this forward hunt. He's doing a good job killing these lions with his scout. Have to keep an eye on his food, see if he'll have enough to queue up that spearman right away. We see Wout researching picker's gloves. It's a must if you're gonna be starting off on berry bushes. So a little bit of idle time here from Zerdan. That hunt was a little bit far away for his guys, not too long though. Only a couple seconds he missed out. Does have his villager back in production, as well as the spearman. Just resign to reduce lag. We see Wout's scout here. He did run past the spearman. Okay, he might have just caught it. In the nick of time. Starting to do that DPS. Spearman also being attacked by some lions. We see CG Zerdan coming in with his scout, spotting out or scouting out CG Wout's woodline. CG Wout just gonna throw down that Temple of Ra. Man, look how much DPS this Egyptian scout's been putting on the spearman. Might actually kill it. So only 2 spearmen made by Zerdan. Oh, never mind, 3. These guys just came another route. You might actually be able to knock this villager off this temple. And if he can deny this... Oh wow, just throwing down that barracks foundation to create a little bit of a wall here, force these spearmen back in town center range. So that was a nice play. Does pick off that one spearman. And he has reached the Bronze Age. Throwing down that barracks, start making some axemen. We see the ziggurat coming out for Zerdan. He's floating a lot of wood. He's gathering stone though, so he's going to be saving for that second town center. Wout on the other hand just starting to gather stone now. Doing a good job with the scout, harassing the spearman. Yeah, that spearman's days are numbered. So Wout did get handsaw. Yeah, he's just getting handsaw now. And Zerdan just reached the Bronze Age, does have the resources already for that second town center. He's moving his villagers here. Very nice location, gold, berries, some wood line. See where Wout decides to throw down his. He might put it in this location also. Hopefully he scouted that. Resigned. Feels like it might reduce some lag for these guys. I'm not certain if it does, but anything a little bit helps. I do lose out on that point of views or see these guys field of vision though. But we'll just have to use our imagination what these players are seeing. So White actually choosing to put his second town center pretty far away on this berry bush. Might set himself up for a nice market line if he chooses to go down that route. I'm surprised he didn't throw it in this little nook. Be easier to defend. We do see a little bit of an axeman raid down here. And we see 2 stables being built by Mr. Zerden. No stables yet for Wout. Did make a second Priestess of Ra. Is transferring her over to the second town center. This axeman is starting to do some damage to this barracks, but they are in range of this town center. Almost loses one there for free. Yeah, Wout's gonna need some camels if he wants to fight off these lancers. Still don't see a barracks for him. It looks like he may just be saving to go to the Silver Age. Yeah, especially with his town centers this far apart, he's going to need some fast-moving units if he hopes to defend both locations. I'd have to give the better economy probably to Babylon just because of their gardens, but those don't start kicking in till later in the game. And in the late stage game, gardens are just so vital to the Babylonian economy. Also increases like the train time of all their units, so they're really able to remass their armies real quick. So Wout's still making some more priestess, continuing to make some axemen. He's dropping down that temple set. 3 lancers coming forward for Zerden though. And really, Wout doesn't have any units that would counter these guys, so these guys could do some damage. Most of Wout's villagers though are under town center protection, so he might not lose a villager, but might lose this army. All these axemen are like one shot already. Well, it's restoring. He's making some spearmen, but even then, the Egyptian spearmen, without that champion upgrade, are pretty much just useless units. It's like Zerden trying to pick off some of these villagers building the wonder, or the temple is set. Not a wonder. Get 1 kill. Might pick off a second one here. A little bit missed micro there by Wout. I think he tried to heal that villager with his priestess, or he might lose that priestess as well. Oh, he just pulled the second one in to heal her up, so nice save there. There is a little choke point, so these lancers are able to run away. Doing a good job with his scout, just keeping an eye out on these resources. Has a little axeman raid, keep an eye on those guys. Both players are Silver Age. Wout's floating a ton of food. Does have needs a little bit more wood though for that 3rd town center. And where's he gonna drop? He's putting it right in this back corner. So yeah, that's a perfect location for this market line to get the max gold. If he builds them on this side, of course. Well, we see 3rd town center coming down for Zerden. Villager count is 49 to the 44. So Zerden ahead by 5. He did have a couple villager kills, so that's probably why. So the axemen are delaying this town center, which is kind of nice. Might actually get a villager kill. look at the economy upgrade. Still no Silver Age techs. Okay, there's Zerdan getting that pull saw. Well, already has it, so that's very nice. It's dropping down 2 stables. And 3 stables. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes for camels or maybe chariot archers. Meanwhile, Zerdan's getting that Lancer champion, starting to make some mounted archers. Has no gardens yet, and no ziggurat tech, so his economy is not the strongest. Still making more stables. No armor yet for either player, so yeah, it looks like Wout is making some camels. Also has a chariot archer in queue, so he might be going for the dual combination. Chariot archers should do pretty good versus these mounted archers. They're not a direct counter, but they do have lots of DPS. So yeah, Zerdan has a little bit of a timing window here until Wout can mass up enough chariot archers to push this back. He's picking off a couple villagers. Wout researching plow, so it looks like he's already starting to make a lot of farms. Throwing down some walls here. Interesting wall choice. Surprised he just didn't wall off this choke. Has to be aware of this little entrance also. This is a pretty big one. Both players have 3 entrances to their base. Zerdan's are actually probably a little bit larger. So that one mounted archer actually gave away its position. Zerdan might have been able to pick off that one villager. So we do have an armory out for Wout. Is getting that scale mail and hide armor, which is a dual upgrade for the Egyptians that does melee and pierce armor protection. See 2 armories coming out for Zerdan. Starting to get that barbed arrows. Still don't see any markets or gardens from him. Doing a good job with his scout though. He's building watch posts all over the place. And he's got great map vision. Also getting purebred, so this cavalry force here is getting a lot of upgrades. There's the first market for CG Wout. We're gonna have our first fight here. 7 chariot archers. Let's have a priestess of Ra here. This is the 26 mounted archers, so yeah, Wout's army is a little bit smaller here. 83 villagers to the 78. So both players doing a great job keeping up with their villager production. And then there you go. Zerdan's starting to make some large gardens. Can't forget about these techs, they're so good for Babylon. So Wout trying to throw down his own watch post. Surprised we don't see a fortress yet with some war elephants. Yeah, so we see a market here coming out for Zerdan, which is as far away as he can make it. Camel Rider Champion is in queue for Wout. %, pierce armor, 10% health, so that's perfect versus these mounted archers. Looks like Zerdan trying to get through this wall here. These chariot archers will probably push these guys back. Let's see the range difference. 18 attack range versus the 15, so the chariot archers do outrange Zerdan's mounted archers. 11 speed versus the 8 speed though, so mounted archers are a lot faster. So it's going to be hard for Wout to try and kite this army. Got a A little force here trying to get through this house. Yeah, these. Ooh, watch your army, wow. Yeah, these chariot archers are way outnumbered right now. Let's have some slingers here. Slingers probably saved this army's life. A couple priestesses of Ra. So we see a siege tower. Got a proxy siege workshop for Zerdan here. Starting to make some siege towers. He's getting those ziggurat techs now. How many gardens is he at? Still okay, he's got all his gardens. Very nice. Starting to make some caravans. Bolt player making caravans. Got a nice catch here for Wout. Killing a lot of these mounted archers for free. Slingers do counter them. Zerdan doesn't want to fight straight up. He's just going to use his mobility and try and harass Wout's economy. Yeah, Wout's going to need a wall here. Ooh. Might be trying to use this goat to his advantage. Zerdan might grab it with his army and this goat will slow down all those cavalry units. No, he's smart enough though not to fall for that. So Wout actually has the opportunity here to trap this army. His top army here just gets taken out, completely outnumbered. Now these mounted archers can start killing these caravans of Wout. Wout just does not have the speed to catch up to this army, and look at Zerdan's bank. Easily go to the Golden Age. And where's these rams at? Looks like the ram probably made it through here and started knocking on this town center. Zerdan's all over the place. Poor Wout can't react everywhere. I can't react everywhere. So yeah, I think this army for Zerdan's days are numbered, but any villager they can kill here is just bonus. Needs to get these walls up. Only way he'll be able to stabilize. There's the Golden Age in queue for Zerdan. Let's have a look at the villager count now. 106 for Zerdan, the 84 of Wout. So yeah, Zerdan's economy is just really ahead here. Both players choosing to gather from this neutral gold mine. Good reaction by Wout to kill this siege tower. Even pulled some villagers. He's gonna rebuild that wall ASAP, but he's having a gold crisis now. Should almost throw down 2 more markets just to get more caravans going. No, okay, now. That's where all his gold went. He's making the Temple of Ptah. See, horseshoes and queues, so Zerdan is Golden Age, making more stables. Let's get that royal agriculture, dropping that 4th town center. Some good upgrades for Babylon in the Golden Age. It's total war upgrade. So strong. So we have 13 camel riders, but there's still 22 mounted archers. Ooh. Wout might be able to catch this army again. Where are those camels? Getting a couple mounted archer kills. He's making some siege workshops. Probably see some catapults. Oh, these camels might be able to catch these mounted archers up against this wall. Camels do have that bonus versus ranged. OP goat trap. Oh, look at this. 13 villagers making a proxy fortress. Well spot this though with his gold bills. Could probably use these guys to try and deny that. So both players golden age. Zerdan is getting this royal agriculture upgrade from his garden. Increases the build limit by 2. Just finished mounted archer champion. Yeah, so now it's go time for Zerdan. These mounted archers are so strong. It has 34 here. Welch is just population. He's down by 50. Doesn't have a good response to these mounted archers. And I don't see these units getting away from this speedy cavalry from Zerdan. Yeah, it's like Wout's forced to just make slingers to try and fight this army. Making catapults. No catapults in production yet. Wout's gonna have to be careful, losing a couple units for free. Let this wall buy you some time, get a catapult out. There's not many lancers here, it's just mounted archers, so catapults would be pretty good. He is having that gold crisis. Where's the catapult? Where's all the slingers? He's got them misrallied in his base. Oh, if these mounted archers get into Wout's caravan line, it's gonna be GG. Yeah, I think instead of making these chariot archers, you should just make some catapults. Here's all the slingers. Oh, this is just huge damage. Wout really needs these caravans to stay alive. Even if this army of Zerdan gets cleaned up, they've done so much damage already. Doesn't look like Wout will be able to clean them up. Such a good location for these mounted archers. There's 20 of them on the field here. Killing everything. Yeah, it's not looking good. We have a Palantonin here from Zerdan also. It's gonna start sieging down these buildings from below. Let's look at the villagers. 60 villagers to the 108. Yeah. I think CG Wout's days are numbered in this game. Didn't have an answer for this mounted archer army from Zerdan. There we see some war chariots. Yeah, and there's the GG. Have a look at the game stats here. So Zerdan about 15,000 resources ahead. 16 techs. Have a look at that military graph. As you can see, Those mountain archers just killed everything. Okay, so Welt's chosen Coastal. Okay, so we'll get game 2 going here. Just waiting for the players to choose their civs. This is going to be a best of 5. So there's still 2 more games at least. Okay, so it looks like the next game is going to be a Persian Mirror on Coastal. Should be exciting. CG sponsored by Victoria's Secret. Let's update the score while we wait. Just waiting for Zerden to get back. Okay, in the south of the map, in color blue, we have CG Wout playing as the Persians. While in the north, in the color red, we have CG Zerden also playing as the Persians. So Zerden has a nice opening hunt and wood storehouse. Same goes for Wout. Poor gazelles. Their life was so short. So we see 2 storehouses actually for Zern. So not trying anything unusual like a quick early dock. We see Wout doing the same thing. Very good storehouse location. So these villagers can actually go all around pretty much. So I'm going to expect a big sea battle here. It's quite the interesting pond shape. So one of the balance changes made was to reduce the size of the lake on this map. It's definitely a lot more land. So it's easier for armies to make it across the map without being shot at by boats. And I think the number of fish in the pond also was decreased, but might not be. So Zerden actually queues up the Bronze Age first. Still don't dock for either player. Oh no, never mind. Zerden throwing down his dock now. CG Wout has the scout in position to scout that out. Oh, Wout misses. He was going for this sneaky proxy barracks. Can't even see it on the mini map, but somehow Zerden still spots it. His scout actually could have trapped that villager in there if he chose to. So let's see how that plays out for Wout. His Bronze Age is really delayed now. He's trying to throw out on that dock. Let's see if Zerden decides to make a galley or if he'll just go for a fishing ship. Because he'll know. Oh, he does spot this dock. So I think he'll just play it safe and go for that galley. Just throwing down a barracks of his own. Wout just starting to advance to the Bronze Age now, and there's the first galley in queue for Zerden. So I don't know, I think Wout's gonna have to run away with this villager. He knows he's pretty far behind in the age up. Let's have the spar bar coming across here. Here comes the first galley. Poor villager. Well, it's gonna have to micro if he wants to get away. Oh, nice dodge. Someone needs to teach that move to Rickon Stark. I don't know if you guys are Game of Thrones fans. Good reaction time by Wout. Saves those villagers. Unfortunate that this hunt's in range of the water. His first galley is about to come out though, so here we go. We have our first one-on-one battle. Whoever has the best micro here is gonna win. Meanwhile, Wout doing a good job with his Sparbara, knocking these villagers off the hunt. So far it looks like Zerden was able to land one more volley. Does have his second galley here. Wout has to pay attention. Zerden getting a couple of free shots in. Ooh, that galley lost like half its HP. Really good hit for Zerden. Well, not giving up though. Has a second galley in queue. Zerden queuing up his third. Villager count 21 to the 18. So Zerden's actually down 3 vills. I think I may have missed the Sparbara from Wout. Probably picked off a couple. So we got this little water dance coming. Now it's 3 ships to the 1. I don't know, Wout might have to make a call here. Does he want to continue investing wood in a losing battle? Might have to go back to the drawing board. Still has this shipping queue. May want to cancel it. And he does. Saves that wood. He's going to have to try something else. Let's see if Zerden trains another galley or if right away he starts making some fishing ships. He's going to wait until his dock is down though before he makes a decision. So Wout's gonna go try for that second town center. Still no stone being gathered now from Zerden too, so I think from this point on he's just gonna be one step ahead of Wout. Also making some fishing ships now, so his economy is gonna be skyrocketing. This woodline getting a little sloppy. Fixes that with that new storehouse. Lots of villagers on stone for Wout. Getting aid 10, picker's gloves, pickaxe. Second town center placement, fairly defensive, securing him another gold mine. Just throwing down his stables for his second military building. Zerden also throwing his town center fairly defensively. Looks like Wout's just gonna sacrifice to Sparbara. So Zerden doing a good job spreading his warships. Pretty much has them in all the corners. So make sure Wout doesn't get back on the lake. And also shoot any of the units. Of course, if you don't keep an eye on your units, they're going to take the shortest route to your opponent, and that'll be along the water's edge here, so they might get shot by these galleys. So 2 stables for Wout. No other military buildings for Zerden. Wout's almost to the Silver Age. Still gathering stone, so he will get that third town center up as well. I want to see somebody go for paid labor. I think that's something Wout could do to try and catch up now that he's lost the sea economy. Yeah, 1 Sparbara coming into the woodline of Zerden. Looks like he's just going to try and mob it. Yeah, with this aid 10, there's nothing this Sparbara is gonna do. So this one scout of Zerden actually luring these Asabar into range of this galley. This Asabar might have been able to take out this galley. It's Only got 194 HP. Oh, nice job by Wout. Sneaks on. He's making some ram ships. Zerden has no idea that this dock is here. That could be huge. So Zerden throwing down his first stable. Is on the way to the Silver Age. There's a nice little spar bar raid down here. Knocking some more vills off wood. 35 to 43. So yeah, he got some vill kills. Could choose to destroy some of these storehouses if you wanted to. We see Wout starting to make some mounted archers. Kind of interesting that he's revealed these units to Zerden. In response, Zerden throwing down 2 more stables of his own. So we're gonna have another mounted archer war. Third town center just about to finish for Wout. Zerden needs a little bit more stone. He's only got 1 villager. And only the single ram ship for Wout. He's making a second. Probably wants to make a couple and try and catch Zerden off guard. Oh, these Asabara. She's doing pretty good damage to this galley. The longer he waits with these ram ships, the less effective they're going to be. Zerden is still making more. He needs to kill all these fishing ships. Yeah, Zerden's going to spot this dock now. Now with the right micro, these galleys can stay out of range of these ram ships. But that's going to take a lot of attention or focus. Will take his focus off from other locations. So Zerden doing a good job. Has both wood cutting upgrades. Wout is missing that pole saw. Still making stables. Here comes the ram ships for Wout. There's already 2 on the field for Zerden though. Just 3 docks to the 1. Wow. Yeah, it was a cool plan by Wout, but I think he just waited a little too long. Villagers 65 to the 62, so that early third town center really helped Wout get back in here. So we have 10 fishing ships for Zerden. Wout's starting to make some farms, does have plow, does have irrigation. Or no, he's working on plow. Never mind. We see the first armory coming down, making an archery range. No armory yet for Zerden. Got some Asabara and mounted archers over here. Did you see that, Bill? He does. Another rogue goat coming through, scouting for Wout. A little raiding party of his own on this side of the map. MVP goat. So the population difference is quite in favor of Zerden. Looks like Wout's having a little bit of a food crisis. Of course, he doesn't have that fishing economy helping him out. Look at Zerden's food. It's 1k wood, so you can throw down a lot more farms if he chooses. Aw, poor goat. So we got a fortress throughout guarding this gold mine. Still making stables. It's getting horsemanship. Zerdan doing so good with his upgrades. Already has horsemanship, has purebred and Q, double armory, getting that bar barrels, shield rim. Definitely upgrades you want to get when you're in this mounted archer war. Looks like Wout's kind of prioritizing Asabara. He's getting that temper upgrade. Feel like that might be a mistake. So we do have the army of Zerdan come here. Somehow he didn't manage to kill a villager there. All were able to get in that fortress without dying. Now this fortress is doing pretty good damage to the Zerdan's mounted archers, but what? Man, these Asabara are just pretty strong. Somehow they're staying alive. It's actually a really good fight for Wout, I think. Pretty much cleaned up the entire army of Zerdan. Let's get these villagers back on the gold mine. Where are they running to? Wonder why he's running away. Uh-oh. Looks like Zerdan's walling off Wout. Man, it's just such a hard, I guess, like morale-wise to go on when you know that your opponent's on water and you're not. It's such a huge advantage. It's actually making some immortal camps. So Zerdan knows this is where most of Wout's villagers are, so he's again trying to poke in. Good garrison by Wout, doesn't lose any. Almost kills 2 mounted archers. So let's see. Wow, Zerdan's really setting himself up here to make some markets. Look at all these watch posts. Off these spearmen and right away rebuilding this hole in the wall. Is on the way to the golden age. So Wout does have more mounted archers here, so this is a pretty good fight for him. Most of Zerdan's army is here by the coast. Wout's gonna have to be careful of his army, it might get trapped here. Watch your army, Wout. Zerdan getting a couple more villager kills. Well, at 93 to the 93, so players are tied. Zerdan just reached the golden age. Wout does have quite a bit of resources, just needs a little bit more stone and he can go up too. Oh, what happened here? Nice reaction time by Wout. It's going to deny this fortress with these villagers, I think. One more hit. There we go, and he's gonna drop down one of his own. But then this big calf force is coming back. Uh-oh. These villagers are gonna be trapped. Zerdan is building a wall. What happened to Wout's army? Has to try and save these villagers. Still no markets yet. Well, okay, there's one for Wout, but it's not much of a caravan route. I think it's just to trade some resources. Once again, Zerdan throwing down that fortress. Let's have a look at the armory upgrades. Still no H4 techs from Zerden. Yeah, well, really needs to get these broadhead arrows and shield truss. He wants to continue fighting this mounted archer. Mirror battle. He did manage to click up to the golden age. See a Palantonin in queue for Zerden. He's gonna start knocking down these fortresses and town centers of Wout. Looks like Zerden's just playing with Wout at this point, having his army run back and forth. Look at the fishing upgrades. Yeah, Zerden has all the fishing boat upgrades, so getting a lot of food. Here we go. That Palantonin is starting to shoot down this fortress. Well, it's desperately trying to repair it. It's just not going to be enough. So he pulls his army here to react to this, and of course Zerden will come in from the other side here. Oh, he is splitting his army now. Have to be careful of this Palantonin. Forward stables coming out for Zerden. Man, look at this mini map. He does have some markets. I just see red everywhere. Still could get crop rotation. I guess he doesn't really need it. He doesn't have too many farms. I would really need. Well, he's got a lot of food in the bank, but irrigation would help him quite a bit. It's just gold's gonna be his biggest problem. Yeah, this is Wout's last gold mine. After that, he's gonna have to try and make something happen. Look at all the techs in queue for Zerden is getting mounted archer champion, finishing horseshoes, making a magma galley. I don't know how effective that will be though. Wout doesn't have anything along the water now. Wout trying to make a couple docks here. This Palantonin rain fire down on these stables. Why is this army moving so slow? Wout just be trying to get that market down again so he can start trading. Sitting at 9 gold. It's actually getting the shield wall upgrade. Does have a Palantonin of his own though. These mounted archers from Zerden though are just so strong. Mounted archer champion. Be a repeat of like the first game. Mounted archer champion is just gonna kill everything. Gotta like the idea though from WoW, making some spar bar with that shield wall upgrade. She's not doing too bad. these mangonel galleys. Knocking down these docks. Mountain Archers are still alive. Let's look at the villagers. 62 villagers for Wout. 106 is Zerden. Losing even more here. It's just not looking good. But just doesn't have the gold. How much gold are these guys carrying? 88. So not the best market line for Zerden. I guess it's better than Wout's. Zerden trying to clear up some population room. And there's the GG from Wout. Have a look at the stats. So yeah, you can see more than 20,000 resources ahead with Zerden. Look at that food. Well, food difference not that bad. 3,000. That gold difference though. Zerden with that map control just took over the game. Good raids by Zerden also. That was a terrible fight for Wout. GG was gonna have to pull something out of his wizard hat if he hopes to stay alive in this series. Okay, so this is equal footing, south of the map. In the color blue, we have Wout playing as the Celts. Well, in the north, the color red, Zerden playing as the Egyptians. So this is a classic AoE matchup. That lawn swordsman versus axeman dynamic. Age 2 in favor of Celts, age 3 in favor of Egypt. Once those axemen get that champion upgrade that provides them some area damage, seem to win the head-to-head. You see that early barracks from Wout, going for that typical quick spear rush with Celt. It's always up to the Egyptian player to try and react accordingly, whether that's go quick H2 or build a barracks of their own. Just resign to reduce lag. To keep an eye on the hunts, make sure they're fair. See one hunt for Wout. Got a back elephant here for Zerdan. Also another back hunt, so that's good for him. 2 hunts there. Wout's elephant's a little forward. He's got one here too. I think it's pretty fair. In the gold mines, also pretty fair. Zerdan's a little harder to defend. Side. This is probably his second gold mine. I think we're gonna play this out though. We see the Temple of Ra for Zerdan. A couple spearmen coming forward for Wout, which is gonna try and knock Zerdan off this hunt. Has a couple spearmen here trying to distract the scout of Zerdan. I think that's his experience there. Probably knows that there's a couple more somewhere else. Yeah, so well, deciding not to chase that one villager down. He's just gonna try and destroy the storehouse. A little bit of an annoyance to Zerdan. Forced him to go on berries. He's gathering stone, so it doesn't look like he's gonna go for a barracks. He's just gonna go for that second town center. He's gonna try and lure these spearmen into town center range. White, on the other hand, also starting to gather stone. Still in the Dark Age, though. Yeah, these Celt Spearmen are super squishy. This town center is doing massive damage to these guys. Might pick off a villager. Zerdan tried to pull that Priestess of Ra and save it. It just wasn't enough. It's one vill kill for 2 spearmen. It's a pretty good trade for Wout, I think. At least this early in the game. Spearman 2 also forcing Zerdan to build this second town center fairly defensively. So Wout's almost Bronze Age. Another little raid coming in. It's pretty good house placement from Zerdan. Making it really hard for these spearmen to oh, they're actually out of town center range here. No, Zerdan can manually click his town center though. Take it out. Zerdan does have 300 wood, so let's see what he chooses to spend it on. He's gonna lose this storehouse though. It's another good little pickup for Wout. Getting that handsaw. Still no handsaw for Zerdan, but he's throwing down that barracks, replacing that storehouse. See, Wout's second town center, a lot more forward. Early infantry has allowed him to get some map control, so he can take that. It's almost his, I guess it's his 3rd gold mine, but he can also use this elephant. See if Zerdan throws down. Oh, he's getting picker's gloves and pickaxe, so I think he's fine with staying in his base for now. Until he can get the military count up. Try and take some more map control back. Celtic champions? No, I think they did get a speed buff. I know their HP got buffed a lot now. They're a lot better units. Like, wow, it's actually gonna take out the storehouse again. Gonna force Zerdan to long distance gather from these couple of trees. So far it's looking pretty good for WoW. He's doing a good job with his raids. I just can't believe that those guys are out of town center or range when they go back there. Villagers are gaining up on this one swordsman. Axe to the back. Let me ask you a question. So we see an archery range coming out for Zerdan, or Wout, as well as the Sacred Grove. We see a temple set for Zerdan. So he's just quickly going up to that Silver Age. So Wout will have a little bit of a timing window here. But if Zerdan can get up that War Elephant, and Wout's not in Age 3 himself, it's not going to be pretty. Celt really need those horsemen if they plan to deal with War Elephants. So a nice little raid here does force these villagers off this hunt again. See stables coming down for Zerdan. Well, it's going to scout this Temple of Set and see how that makes him react. He's going to have to start stockpiling some resources and get up also. So Zerdan's sitting at that 300 wood, 300 stone. Is he going to make a fortress or a third town center? Thinking he's going to be going for that fortress. So Wout sees that age up from him. He knows it's go time. Bringing all his units forward. So Zerdan being a little greedy here, going for that third town center. Doesn't have the gold yet for Champion Axeman. It's just unfortunate for Wout, his army's not on this side. He could be denying this town center right now. Villager count 45 to the 43. Just because of the age up advantage for Egypt. Town centers can still train villagers while they're of course they build these temples, which makes them age. So Welch just trying to go into the wood line here. Oh, it doesn't commit though. Just doing a little micro dance, losing his range units to this town center. They're doing a good job at focusing those units down. Now he's shooting the druid. Well, unfortunately unable to get anything down there, but he's on the way to the Silver Age. See some chariot archers being trained by Zerdan. Still no champion axeman from him. Two more archery ranges coming down for Wout. He's trying to kill this war elephant. Or not war elephant, just a normal elephant. So yeah, these three town centers are fairly defensive, making it really tough for Wout's little raiding parties to get in unscathed. Getting more and more stables. Only one barracks. Doesn't look like he wants to make champion axemen. See some Woad Raiders being traded by Wout. Can we get some Woad Raider hype in the chat? Yeah, once this hunt's done, Zerdan has this elephant in the back. I guess he does have this side hunt, but gonna have to defend it. He's dropping that I guess defensive fortress. Very nice. Already have a sacred deer out for Wout. He's making an auger. gonna see some rights. We do see the champion axeman upgrade coming out for Zerdan. Also getting horsemanship or mounted training. About to making some bowmen. Still don't see a stable though. Oh, there's a stable. Just about done. We'll want to start making some horsemen. 15 seconds train time with this right of Damara. Reduces all training time of all the Celtic military buildings. I guess town centers too. Villagers training in 12 seconds. Horsemen 15. Versus the normal 15 seconds and 19. Takes about 4 seconds off. Got a nice little raid here from Wout. Will he get a villager? It's attacking the wrong one. There you go. He's able to pick off one. Yeah, Zerdan doing a good job protecting all his berry villagers there with his, pretty much his entire army. The bowman is only 10 bowmen. He's got 3 druids. 67 to the 76, so he is all of a sudden 9 villagers behind. Do you have a camel right here? Horseman from Wout does intercept, but he's just outnumbered again. What's going on here? Party in the trees. I don't see an armor yet. It's just being built now for Zerdan. Wout does spot these food villagers. So watch your woads though. There is this champion axeman. It's a good location to attack if Wout's gonna do it. I think he's playing fairly passive here. He was doing good early on with his raids, but he's just sitting back, kind of letting Zerdan mass up. See the first war elephant out for him. Again, Zerdan actually using villagers to build watch posts. Man, those villagers just went through that berry bush so quickly. Yeah. Wout cannot let this happen. He needs to try and deny these villagers. I think he definitely has the army to fight this. It's a better location to fight versus in these 3 town centers. Work on his rally point. He's got a couple bowmen in base, idle. There's a couple idle villagers. Throwing down his own armories, another stable. He's getting that gift of Sequina. Use the health of druids, or healing rate of druids. No, Wout's just scared to really push in. Zerdan's throwing down this fortress, and it almost will be impossible for Wout to. So he uses this Rite of Damara, but he's already kind of max population, so it's not really going to do much for him. See Temper being researched, as well as that dual armor upgrade for Zerdan. He's getting all his Silver Age economic upgrades. He's getting conditioning. But it is doing a good job with his economic upgrades as well. Still no armory techs in queue. How many horsemen does he have? 4 horsemen. To 3 war elephants is there now, so Wout does not have enough anti-cav in this army. Got a lot of bowmen, but oh no, these elephants are gonna get on top of these bowmen. Ouch, 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 this hurts. He's gonna get this fortress up. He's mismacroing his bowmen. He's losing them all. They're all in the front line here. Oh, but we do have a nice flank here with the Road Raiders getting on top of his chariot archers. Surprised they were only able to pick off a couple. But yeah, with this fortress here, oh, finish that elephant, 26 HP. There you go. So I think that fight went pretty good for Zerden. Just making more horsemen. Man, Zerden's just been playing his A game right now. Look at all these techs in queue. Yeah, I think Give You Anxiety's right. Well, waited a little too long to try and attack when he saw that H3 from Zerden. Has he really run out of gold on his side of the map? He's forced to gather from here. He's trying to make some markets. Wow. Kind of feel bad for him. Did he not get a market or a gold spawn? It just seems crazy that he's forced to get. Oh, here's a gold. Zerden's coming forward. He's got 5 war elephants here. It's quite a bit of siege. He's gonna be able to knock down this town center really quick. Well, it's not really reacting with his army. He's really housed. Does have the stone. He's gonna have to rebuild that town center like ASAP. Zerden just has fortresses all over the place, dropping down some siege workshops. Lots of caravans in queue. Wout needs another Rite Domera. Get these caravans out ASAP. Again, Wout not reacting to this army. That gold mine actually saving those villagers. They're able to get out of there without dying. And we have a ton of bowmen here. 44 bowmen. They're in a pretty good position here. It's hard for these elephants to get on top of them. So Wout does have the army to fight this. He's got 10 horsemen. Wow, those horsemen actually went down pretty quick. Only 1 elephant was taken out. Time is kind of running out for Wout here. Comes with the resource bank of Zerden. He could go to the Golden Age if he wants. Get some siege towers. Empty queue for Zerden. Just gonna start knocking down some of these houses of Wout. He's got a lot of bowmen. He just does not have no answer to these war elephants. Also, these chariot archers, you might benefit from making some slingers actually. Wow, the siege tower's just doing a ton of damage. Zerdan actually has some Priestess Raw here, trying to heal these elephants. Ooh. Maybe a little bit of a miss micro with those Chariot Archers, came a little too far forward. And once these elephants get cleaned up, Zerdan might be forced to run away here. So he's going to try and bring down this town center. So where's that? I know Zerdan must have been. There's the Temple of Ta, so he's almost there to Golden Age. See which champion upgrades he chooses to get. Wout has to remake that Sacred Grove. He does have a good caravan line right now, so if he can just hold on and let that pick up, look at his gold. So I don't think Wout's quite out of it yet. That was a pretty good battle for him last time. Just needs another one of those. Combat, close combat exercise. Q actually. Wonder, it looks like Zerdan's gearing up for infantry, a mass infantry transition. Some spearman champion with catapults. He's got 7 war elephants here. Look how fast they destroyed that fortress. Well, just needs a lot more horsemen. He cannot afford to lose these markets. Gold mine goes down. Elephants are all over the place. Yep. He is getting max trade though for Wout, so that's why his gold's so good. Markets are going down. I don't know if he has the number of horsemen needed to fight all these war elephants. There is spearmen in this army. Ooh, all those horsemen got out, killed. He is trying to split his bowmen, trying to minimize that splash damage, but there's just too many elephants here. Oh no, we see a wonder out for Zerdan. Well, it's calling the GG. Good games. So, well, being a good sport, wishing Zerdan good luck in the rest of the tournament. But yeah, Zerdan played really well today. Looks like his rust is gone. Gonna be a real contender to win this tournament, I think. Solid gameplay. Zerdan takes the series 3-0. Wout had a very good beginning in this game, but I think just a little too passive. Let Zerdan get that golden age. Yeah, economy-wise, tech-wise, it's fairly even. It's just those war elephants. Well, they just not have an answer for those units. Yeah, look at this big fight. All those bowmen went down. The elephants are a lot of population. GG.